Hi guys, and welcome to day 26. We are almost done with our Fibro challenge for social media. Today we're going to be talking about something I have no experience with. So I reached out to the incredible thousands of people in this community and asked about today's topic, which is pregnancy with fibromyalgia. So we're going to be talking about some of the symptoms that people have had, some really good news, and also some different remedies that you can take or apply while being pregnant with fibromyalgia. So let's get started. When I reached out to the online community and asked what it is like to be pregnant with fibromyalgia, and then in reading past posts, I discovered something very cool. So we'll start with the good news first. It seems like many women actually go into remission or experience very minimal symptoms of fibromyalgia while being pregnant. Few even reported that they didn't have many symptoms, or at least symptoms close to the severity with the fibromyalgia like they did before they were pregnant, even after having the baby. So that is extremely good news. But what about the women that do experience symptoms while pregnant? So some did report that their symptoms were actually 10 times worse than what they were before they were pregnant. And some also reported that the symptoms did continue. So what I want to do is I want to go through some of those severe symptoms that seem to increase and talk about some natural remedies that you can take or things that doctors could possibly prescribe to you to help with them. So symptoms that women were seeing that increased were brain fog, because of course you have pregnancy brain on top of it, so it's just, they play off each other. Body aches, nausea, severe low back pain, anxiety, lack of sleep, extreme exhaustion that would hit at random. So when I was researching these symptoms through the online community, these incredible women had so many remedies for what they were going through. 90% of them were natural remedies, and some of them were also some medications that they had approved by their doctor. Also, a side note, which one woman did make me aware of, which I'm really glad she did, or I would have forgotten to mention it, before you use any type of remedy or any type of medication, make sure you are contacting your doctor, asking them if it's safe with your pregnancy, since all pregnancies can be different. Some can be more high risk, some aren't. So just make sure that you're consulting your doctor before trying any of the remedies that we're going to talk about. So let's talk about the one symptom that a lot of people who are pregnant experience, and it seems to be a little bit more severe with fibro patients, which is nausea and vomiting. I know with my fibro, the pain tends to make me nauseous, and that seemed to be the case with many women, as well as very severe morning sickness. I am not going to list medications for this one, since there was a lot of either very positive or very negative. Nothing was in the middle, but I am going to list something that almost every single woman mentioned, which was taking antacid and contacting your doctor to see if they can give you something for your nausea. I know that nausea is no fun. I am currently actually experiencing it. No, I am not pregnant, for my friends that watch this, but make sure you contact your doctor to see if they can prescribe anything for you. If not, do take some antacid. Low back pain and just increased joint pain and body pain were some of the most common pain symptoms. So for the pain, you can take Tylenol. That was recommended by multiple women. There is also some natural remedies that were prescribed, or just over-the-counter things like Icy Hot or Tiger Balm and patches. You can put those on your low back. I actually use those too, and they help with low back pain. You can also use a CBD pain cream, as long as there's no THC in it, from what women have said. There is Fibro cream that you can get for body aches and targeted back pain. It helps just relax the muscles, also works with restless leg syndrome. And then, of course, you can also use a essential oil called Panaway as well, which I talked about in my natural remedies video. For lack of sleep or trouble falling asleep, which I did mention yesterday since we talked about sleep, you can use essential oils in a diffuser. These are just natural oils. I prefer Young Living, so if you go back to that natural remedies page, that was probably about a week ago. There is a link to the Young Living page, and you can get some sleep oils and some sleep mixes and sheet sprays as well, and it'll even give you recipes on how to properly make the sleep sprays and the sheet sprays. You can also use Tylenol PM. That seemed to be highly recommended. I did confirm with a friend of mine that's pregnant that her doctor did give her the okay to use Tylenol PMs because it helped with the body pain as well as the sleep factor too. For severe anxiety, for those of us that suffer with anxiety, I noticed throughout the page and throughout the comments as well on my post that women were actually able, or some women were actually able to continue on their anxiety medications. Women also recommended breathing techniques. So when you get overstressed, you take a deep breath in through your nose and fill up your lungs, and then you exhale through the mouth with your eyes closed, and it helps start to relax the brain. You can also use lavender spray or the lavender essential oil, and there is also a de-stressor oil on the Young Living page. I have personally used it and it works phenomenal. You can also mix different essential oils to make a de-stressor oil or spray. Since I have never been pregnant, this was kind of a video that was a little hard for me, so I asked women to write down some advice that they would give people who have fibromyalgia and are pregnant. So I am going to read some of that advice to you and sum up a few of them, since some of them were very long paragraphs. Many women recommended baths, so take baths to relax while you can. Make sure you're getting that time to de-stress, and make sure you're getting extra rest if you are still experiencing fibromyalgia symptoms. Since it is hard for us to relax normally, I can't even begin to imagine what it is like while pregnant, but hundreds of women have recommended to just make sure you're doing self-care, make sure you're taking baths to help with body aches, and there are pregnancy-safe bath bombs that you can get, and natural bath bombs like from Lush, and then also just to make sure that you're getting those extra naps in as well. The other piece of advice I definitely want to throw in here, and it was written phenomenally, so I'm going to actually read it directly to you. Being pregnant with fibromyalgia isn't easy, and while I did not experience any fibromyalgia symptoms with my first child, I did with my second. One of the most important things that I learned is to listen to your body. If it needs sleep, you need to give it sleep. If it needs food, you need to give it food. If it's exhausted, then you need to get some extra rest and self-care. Make sure that you're listening to your body. And one of the best pieces of advice I can offer to you regarding brain fog, because this was one of my favorite purchases I ever made while pregnant, is to buy a giant wall calendar and color code. I would like to thank all of the hundreds of women that have commented on my post and have also just shared their advice in the group with other people. I think it is amazing that we are a part of this community, and I am so grateful for everyone that has supported not only me this far, but also just all of the other women and men in that group too. All right, guys, so tomorrow for day 27, we are going to be talking about things we just can't stand. So some of our weirder symptoms, like that we can't stand certain textures, that we can't stand certain fabrics. So we're going to talk about some of those things too that we go through, and some things that we just can't deal with. So I will see you guys tomorrow.